Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Hi, I was just calling because my wife and I are trying to save for a house, and I've talked to her about having a budget, and for some reason she says that we can stick to a budget, and I have just used my notes app on my phone and talked about it with her, but it seems like it's like $10 here, $20 here, $50 here, and it adds up, and I don't think she really realizes it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just calling to ask how I can talk to her about it in a way where she can get on board, and then how she can stick to the budget that I'm wanting to stick to, if that makes sense.
So there could be two things at play. It could be that the budget is not quite realistic enough. It could be, I don't know. I always say that budgets should be three things: detailed, realistic, and flexible. So just at first pass here, there's part of me that thinks it's probably not hitting the mark in one or more of those areas. Did you tell me that you're using the Notes app to budget, or you're using the Notes app to decide what to say to her?
No, we've just written down all of our expenses, and
Got
then
you.
all of our how much we make, and then all of our expenses per month.
Okay, so that's another part of this. Having the right tool is what's going to make budgeting something that you can stick to and that you can do for the long haul. It makes it more enjoyable. It's really hard to stick to a budget that's written just in the Notes app. I'm just going to tell you that. So I think here, what we need here is the right set of tools and the right set of parameters and how to work the tool. So before you leave today, I'm going to get you set up with Every Dollar. It's the best budgeting app there is, because on it, it's not a Notes app. It's a really great app that you can have on your phone. It's on her phone. It's working with you in time. So if you make a purchase on your phone, she sees it on her phone. And it's something as simple as, hey, I'm going to the grocery store. I just need to see how much we can spend. And you open up the app and it says $300. And you're like, great. And then when you make that purchase at the grocery store, you spent $50. It automatically goes into the app. And now you can see, now I only have $250 left to spend. So it's going to do that math for you. And it's going to keep you guys on top of your numbers. I think that's going to go a really long way. And then it's going to help you to see, okay, the numbers that we said, are they accurate? Does this actually work with our life? Because it's possible, Nick, that she's going over budget because what you've said is just not a realistic amount. Could I be right about that? Or?
Yeah, possibly. I just feel like just her knowing how much is left, or how much we is in the budget to go out to eat and stuff like that. We have a budget for that, but I feel it always goes over.
But it's also a Notes app, so you're constantly it's almost like an old school ledger that you're having to.
Yeah, no, I guess you mean the app or whatever you're talking about. I feel seems like something a lot more practical.
Do y'all do this budget together? Or do you sit down and say, or do you tell her?
I sat down originally and wrote it out.
Yeah, you did.
And then we sat down together and looked at it together and went over it together and agreed, hey, this is not right, this is right, and then we should change a few things, but that didn't seem to work.
How long have you been doing that?
6 months.
Okay. I give Every Dollar a try and see if it helps. Next thing I want to know is the areas that she's going over. Is it the same areas every month?
Yeah, it's mostly just shopping and eating out.
So you're both eating out, or only she's eating out?
Or she'll typically on her lunch break from work, she'll eat out.
Got you. Okay, so she's going out for lunch. And then what's the other area you said? Shopping, for clothes?
Shopping.
Okay.
Yeah.
So next question is, what baby step are you guys on?
We're debt free, and we're pretty much saving for a house. We don't have any debt.
How much have you saved so far?
Currently renting. What?
How much have you saved so far for the house?
$24,000.
Okay, good. And what's the goal?
We're trying to get it as high as possible, but our goal was originally $80,000, and it hasn't really changed. The past 4 months, we haven't really made any progress on saving more.
Okay, let me ask you this. I'm just trying to get to the core because I don't want to say anything that's not quite right. How long did it take you to pay off your debt and save up the 3 to 6 months before you started this?
Most of it was done. Most of it was done by me before we had gotten married. So I feel she didn't have any debt. I paid off my debt before we got married, and
okay, so she didn't have debt. She comes into this, and it's like we're in saving mode, basically for the whole marriage. Okay,
Nick, you keep saying we. There's no we here. You paid off debt. You built a budget. You want to buy a house. She wants to eat lunch with her friends and buy clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can I also ask another probing question?
She wants to buy a house. She tells me she's so passionate about it. She can't wait to do it. She wants to do it.
Yeah, but behavior is a language. So she's being pretty clear about what she really believes.
Uh-huh. What is the clothing budget? What is the food, the out to eat budget?
Like we've said, for like eating out, for her, we said once a week go out and eat, and I said like $10 a week, once a week. That's what we agreed on.
So $40.
Yeah.
And then what's the $40 a month, and what's the shopping budget?
And then we had originally agreed on going once a month shopping with a $50 budget of that.
Okay. And what's you guys' income combined? What's your combined income?
100,000.
Okay. I think that she feels a little suffocated. She's like, we make $100,000 a year. I'm working. He's working. I want to spend more than $40 on restaurants. And maybe I want to spend. So when she goes over shopping, I'm trying to meet in the middle, because I'm not saying she's right and I'm not saying you're wrong. When she goes over budget for clothes, how much does she go over?
Like, she's spending like $300 a month the last few months on clothes.
Okay, she's tripping a little bit. Let's be honest about that. So maybe it's, hey, I noticed you're going over. $50 isn't cutting it. Can we go to $150? Can we go to $100? Try to meet her in the middle, because what I think could be happening, and John, you could pop in here, but I think she's like, we don't have any debt. Like, we've got 3 to 6 months of savings. I don't want to feel so tight. I want a house, but I don't want to feel so tight. That might be going on. Try to meet her halfway on that. And other than that, it's you guys sitting down and having a big kids conversation about, do we want a house or do we not want a house? And maybe it's you rolling out the numbers and saying, hey, if we keep going at this rate, we're not going to have a house until the year 2034. You know what I mean? And it's just you being honest about what's actually going on, and then, see where it goes from there.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.